After the whole quantum jump thing, particles can jump to another orbit by absorbing or emitting energy, such as swallowing up or spitting out a photon of light with a particular wavelength related to its energy, called a quantum jump. Don't that sound like communication? Okay, particles can pass through walls and communicate with each other over vast distances. Alright, so they can do this quantum jump over vast distances. Also, quantum tunneling is particles using an electron tunneling current to travel through matter. So they can go through matter. The light photons can go through matter, you know what I'm saying, to hit the electrons in orbit of your atom and cause a fucking a mutation in the gene that will cause a visible change in the living organism. Other words, a transformation, It wasn't supposed to end yet. We had a prophecy to fulfill. You get what I'm saying? Let me make sure this bit's still cool. Yeah, I'm on. Alright. So, I just want to give a little background to why. Did y'all see that video on trending on Instagram about that young nigga that was out there in the protest, mad as shit? Then that older nigga, he was like 36, and then the young nigga was like 16, the other nigga was like 40 something. He was like, nigga, he was like, I'm mad. I've been out here doing the same thing y'all been doing. You know what I'm saying? You 16, and in 10 years, you gonna be right here where I'm at. 10 more years, you gonna be doing the same shit. We've been doing the same shit the whole time. Y'all gotta find a different way. We not doing it. It's not working. That nigga was spitting real shit, alright? And then look at shit like this.
When the police came, I went in the house. Because they got magnums too. And they don't kill cars. They kill niggas. Can you break a nigger? Is it okay? Let's check the menu. Yep, page 8, you can break a nigger right there. See? Let's drag him down the aisle. Okay. Nigga, this was recorded in 1979, bitch ass nigga. And this shit, 41 years old, is still apply today, cake ass nigga.
That's the shit I'm talking about. We done. Alright. Also, another thing. I've seen the information young Pharaoh has brought forth in regarding to the Buffalo Soldiers and the Gullah Wars and all of the people that really done spilled blood of these motherfuckers, bruh. We ain't been going sweet the whole time. We been fighting the whole time. It's been violent. And it hasn't changed shit. Nothing's changed. So why y'all think it's gonna change something now? That's all I'm saying. Alright? And also, when I say these motherfuckers is hybrids, that's also, it's a lot of information that my man Young Pharaoh brought, right? And I seen this video, he wasn't even saying what I'm saying, but he's saying he was trying to defend the whole melanin thing, the whole protector that melanin is and the effect that it has on the body, in the way that scientists was trying to use the effects of medicine on melanin and shit. Like, that's how the doctors was doing their whole little shit. And they were saying that within their studies, they found out that melanin, it was harder to break the barrier of the cells of people that had melanin, because melanin had a protective barrier and you couldn't manipulate those cells. But a cell that lacked melanin was easier to get in through and manipulate through the medicine and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to that type of shit, then you get to talking about extraterrestrials and shit. You get to talking about GMO shit. You get to talking about the artificial world being created. And you get to talk about how artificial people had to come with that type of mind state to create this type of shit. So what I'm saying is, these people who lack melanin, it's a lot easier for their bodies to be manipulated and to be inhabited. That's all I'm saying. So, it's just little shit you got to put together. And also, we're going to get to the whole, they trying to bring your frequency down, alright? Look at all of the goddamn shit that's happening. All the little white motherfucking ladies that's blocking niggas from getting into their apartment buildings, standing behind your car, trying not to let you leave the parking lot. Little dumbass shit. Little stupid shit to make you want to smack the shit out of them to get a cop there to kill your ass and shit, alright? That's the type of shit they doing, alright? Just because they want to lower your frequency. They want nature to keep bickering back and forth with them to hold you down here in this frequency. You feel me? You better feel me. But anyway, We gonna talk about what happened when that frequency stay high. We gonna get off of them bullshit niggas, and we gonna cause I've been doing some quantum physics research. You know, I've been getting back in my shit. You know, like I'm saying. So let's talk about what these cells is. We blood cells, right? Let's talk about what the blood cells within the blood cells gonna get to be doing. So in quantum physics, they pretty much one of the shits. These are my notes. Nigga said genetics is an information science. It's all transformation of information, transmitting of information, transmission, either way, of information, light. All right. So then you get to talking about atoms. Just read from my notes. I'm gonna just read some from my notes, a couple bullet points that you put it together. Atoms are like tiny solar systems. Each electron has its own orbit around the nucleus, but they can jump to another orbit by absorbing or emitting energy, such as swallowing up or spitting out a photon of light with a particular wavelength related to its energy. And that's called a quantum jump. Okay, so then think about what I just said about atoms being tiny solar systems. Atoms, electrons all got their own orbit, but they can switch orbit and do quantum jump shit. All right, and then you get electrons can adopt a quantized orbit, which means that mass cannot take any arbitrary values, but only values that are integral multiples of the fundamental charge of the proton/electrons. So it can only do what it's supposed to be doing. All right, but that link. All right, so electrons can adopt a quantized orbit that link two or more atomic nuclei, joining them together in a chemical bond, which is communicating with each other. All right, so this whole shit, these little atoms, they got electrons that's got orbits operating like tiny solar systems that have purposes. Okay, an event at an atomic scale can cause a mutation in the molecular structure of these atoms. All right, this could cause a visible change in the structure of the living organism that these atoms and electrons make up. So I'm saying that this whole system that we in, this whole body that we in, and the whole body that we got can change shape through photon light, through energy waves, through fucking chemical bonding and quantum jumps. So then you talk about quantum tunneling. Quantum tunneling is when particles are using an electron tunneling current to travel through matter. All right, and particles can also. No, I forgot to read this first. Particles, after the whole quantum jump thing, particles can jump to another orbit by absorbing or emitting energy, such as swallowing up or spitting out a photon of light with a particular wavelength related to its energy, called a quantum jump. Don't that sound like communication? Okay, particles can pass through walls and communicate with each other over vast distances. Alright, so they can do this quantum jump over vast distances. Also, quantum tunneling is particles using an electron tunneling current to travel through matter. So they can go through matter. The light photons can go through matter, you know what I'm saying, to hit the electrons in orbit of your atom and cause a mutation in the gene that will cause a visible change in the living organism. Other words, a transformation, you know what I'm saying, an upgrade type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's when wings pop out and you can fucking, you know what I'm saying, move through walls and all of that shit. Deflect, all, you know what I'm saying? All right. So then we talk about particles behave like waves, and they spread out through a large region of space. Okay, particles. So we're gonna focus on which kind of particles? The light particles, the photon particles. Genes, which is what these particles make up. All of these atoms and cells and shit make up the genes. The electron orbit is what determines the function of the gene and what the organism looks like, the way its electrons is orbiting within that body. Genes evolve in a population and as a collective. Alright? Just like The electrons, they have quantized orbits that link two or more atomic nuclei, joining them together in a chemical bond. You get what I'm saying? Everything is moving and connected with each other and having ability to get altered and ability to have energy come in and affect the structure of it. Okay? But what did it say? What did it say about the communication? What did it say? It said oh, also, my bad, I forgot to say the whole quantum tunneling, the whole using electron tunneling currents to travel through matter. I forgot that the mass of the particles affects the tunneling rate. The heavier a particle is, the less it tends to tunnel. So back to being a thin cut crystal and the importance of being plant based and getting your body slim and trim without all the bullshit particles and the bullshit atoms that's dead already coming to clog up your atom and stop your atoms, your electron current from orbiting the way it's supposed to. So you know what I'm saying? Oh, charge quantization though. The quantization of the charge of your orbiting cells. The charge cannot take any arbitrary values, but only values that are integral multiples of the fundamental charge of the proton/electron. Like I said, the shit that you're eating, the charge of those fucking electrons can't take no arbitrary values. They influence what they influence. Just like your cells are supposed to influence, we influence, but you got them conflicting when you eating that bullshit. When you come in contact with bullshit that's not on the same vibe as you, on the same frequency, the same energy and motion as you. Alright? So then you talk about fucking where's the shit that say that it's gotta be similar? Fuck, where's that shit at, bro? Either way, fuck that. Y'all know it's a lot of fucking light out here right now. It's a lot of photons, a lot of gamma, it's a lot of radiation, a lot of UAV, UVA, UVB, UVC. I said UAV, I'm thinking about Call of Duty and shit. Anyway, it's a lot of radiation, there's a lot of light out here that could potentially disrupt, I ain't gonna say disrupt, but change and shift back in order the orbit of our electrons and the orbit of the electrons of the whole solar system, because our cells are mini solar systems. So keep your vibes right, or else your electrons might not get thrown back on the right course. They might just get thrown off track, period. That's the importance of keeping your frequency right. That's what these motherfuckers see coming. That's how they know. That's how they know how to. Like I said, we been getting killed by these niggas. This shit, motherfuckers been making little videos, protests, little shit like that since the 70s. Even before then, but I'm just saying the people that's alive now can tell us. We've been doing this shit for 40, 50, 60 years, nigga. It's not working. Try something else. This is our avenue to try something else. It wasn't supposed to end yet. We had a prophecy to fulfill. You get what I'm saying? Let me make sure this bit's still cool. Yeah, we got a goddamn prophecy to fulfill, Slim. Oh, I gotta turn the brightness up a little bit, too. Yeah, but got a goddamn. It was a timeline. It was a schedule. It wasn't time for us to be done with our test yet. It wasn't time. That's why all the violence we wanted to, it didn't work. Because it wasn't supposed to be that end. That wasn't supposed to be the end of the process. Into the process was supposed to be the end of the test. It was going to end with us making a choice. To rise above, not to sink below. Why would we go through this whole shit, battling back and forth with these motherfuckers, just to finally end it by continuing to do the same shit? You know, they always tell us, if you want a different outcome, you got to change your approach. You got to change what you're doing if you want something different. You feel me? Like, and then also, it's like motherfuckers be trying to do all this protesting. Oh, this motherfucking like I'm not saying we should just be out here letting cops kill us, right? Obviously. But what I'm saying is, stop trying to make it a war. If they want to start killing niggas, then we could just be flat simple. You kill us, we killing one of you. Straight up. It don't got to be no whole big thing. One of us get killed, we call one of them to a scene, murk their ass. No questions asked. Don't give a fuck who it is, murk their ass. That shit, we could, what you mean? Like, shit like that could have been being done. We could have been, you know what I'm saying, letting these motherfuckers know, no. It's retaliation. It's like that's why it's a difference between first and second degree and premeditated murder and all that shit. Like, if you walking past a tree branch, or you like push a tree branch, its reaction is gonna be to swing back. Alright? It's not gonna sit there and stay cocked back. It'll be like, and then wait for you to walk past again, catch while you're not looking, and just smack the shit out your dumb ass. It's not about to do that. It's gonna be an instant reaction. It's like, hold up, I got a defense mechanism. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be sitting there letting people just kill us and then getting all mad and like, we just gonna start a war. Like, no, motherfucker, somebody kill us. If you see a cop attacking somebody, Slim, put a stop to that shit, bro. Bloody their ass up if you got to. I'm not saying there's a problem with that, but I'm saying we can't be sitting there acting like we gonna end this whole thing. It's gonna be a change. Because if you notice, everybody's sitting there trying to get equal rights. Equal rights. This shit started with them trying to say that white people had superior genes. Because they seen how much superior our genes was to them. So now this whole thing, you see everybody talking about, we just want to be treated equal. But we're not even equal to these motherfuckers. They're trying to psychologically trick us into settling to be equal with these motherfuckers. That's the whole psychological game. So that they can trick us into allowing them to even be here and live in coexistence with us. Well, it's not supposed to be that way. Like, Slim, the shit is going to balance itself out. Keep your vibe right, your frequency high, get your electrons moving, keep your electrons moving, and when this radiation come, when this shift come, we'll see what happened to everybody. We'll see who really been telling the truth. We'll see who really belong here, and we'll see what's up. Straight up. Nigga, you got one.